goal of 150 bucks on this stream of the podcast and Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Now, let's begin with the discussion of what's coming up. First off, when we hit 100 goals hit, as soon or as long as that takes, we are doing a marathon event here on this channel where it's going to be the viewer's choice that will be selected, and a game that gets the most nominations and votes will be played in a marathon setting. Okay, I'm happy for that. I'm excited for that. I hope that you guys are too, and it should be a great time. Today, perhaps we will look at those nominations if we so choose. We don't have to, because I'm periodically checking them. Oh, cool. I am logged in as that? Okay, I was going to say, if I'm logged in as that, then I would be able to, okay. Cool. We might check on those today. Now, FYI, incredible amounts of morons, i.e. my trolls and or the incredible army of brainless followers that these grifters have accumulated over the years, are going to that thread and nominating Stellar Blade, even though I've already played it and no one liked it, and it clearly states in the rules of the thread, don't nominate Stellar Blade, it's not eligible. They're doing it anyway. So they're all receiving a permanent ban, and they're not coming back because they're morons. I mean, if you can't read, you have no reading comprehension, and you think that you're going to skew the nominations, you're an idiot, and you're just going to be permanently removed from my content, so I don't have to bother with you anymore because of your low level of intelligence, okay? So, outside of that, there are tons of great nominations, okay? And I am excited for whatever ends up winning. If you take a look, there's over 100 different nominations that have happened. And I'm excited to see, what ends up winning, or at least what ends up getting a lot of nominations to get to the final poll. Okay. But there has to be a lot of, weeding through, because you got people who are also nominating multiplayer games, even though I said you can't nominate multiplayer games. Some people are nominating games that I can't play, like that. I think Honey Pop or Honey Pop is supposed to be like a pornographic game or something, so obviously that can't be played. But there's some interesting things being nominated as well, and I'm curious to see what ends up winning and what ends up not winning. Look at this, Onimusha Warlords actually is getting a lot of nominations, which is interesting. Someone, Doki Doki Literature Club, I've already played it, so that one obviously isn't eligible because I've already played it. Summoner, E.T. on the Atari 2600, come on, man, E.T.? Oh, Desert Bus, which isn't even a game. Amnesia Machine for Pigs, I already played, someone probably doesn't know that. Jump King, I feel like I played Jump King, didn't I? I feel like I played Jump King before. Omicron, Satisfactory, Mouthwashing. Oh, I guess I should bring this up. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to show you something. I was gifted Mouthwashing on Steam. So, if we decide to play this as like a late night game and give it a shot and see if it works, we could. But obviously, yes, it is eligible for the viewer's choice event. I own it anyway, because someone already gave it to me, which is really nice of them. I didn't ask for it. They just kind of sent it to me. By the way, hold on one second, because this is gonna bother me. If I don't fix this, let's see. There we go. I wanted this to also look grayish. Perfect. Now the bar matches everything. There you go. Cool. So yeah, Mouthwashing eligible. And so there's many other games as well that are nominated here. I will have to go through it, but some interesting nominations for sure. We'll see what people say. Look, someone says, go back to Minecraft. You haven't played it in ages. Postal 2. Onimusha is actually getting a lot of nominations, and I never played Onimusha. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake. I'd be down for that because I skipped it. Yeah, there's some good nominations here. Okay, I'll look more into that thread as the week progresses. I'm probably going to let that thread run for about a week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a thread right here on the main channel page of DSP Gaming. I'll show it to you. Okay, so if you're on DSP Gaming, you got to go from the main page, which is probably where you're starting, over to this community tab. And on that community tab, scroll down and you'll see a few posts down. There it is. the viewer's choice event thread, and you can click on the comment and leave a comment of the game you want to see me play. But be sure to read the rules, because things like multiplayer games are not eligible, Stellar Blade's not eligible. You don't want to waste your time, and if you post up Stellar Blade, I'm just going to ban you. Seriously. Now, as for the voting, that will take place within about a week. Because what I'm thinking is this week, we're not going to hit 100 goals hit. If we do, if we get close to it, I'll accelerate the process, okay? But I figured give people a few days to nominate games. Maybe by mid to end of this week, we turn it into a poll of the most nominated games, and you guys vote on whatever game you want, and we'll go from there. So what's going to happen is when we hit 100 goals hit, all right, whatever game ends up winning the poll is going to be a marathon. I'm going to do a whole gaming marathon where we play it for like anywhere from 5 to 8 hours, depending on the other things we do during the marathon. And we see how well it's received. Do people show up and engage and support with the game and want to see more of it? And if they do, then we turn it into a full-fledged playthrough, okay? So let's see how it goes. Hopefully you guys find something great. And it's like a little gem, you know, a game that I've never played before. Diamond in the rough, I believe, would be the right way to call it. And yeah, good stuff. Now, also, one other quick thing I just want to point out. My video highlight that I released the other day, all right, where basically I watched the Doom of the Dark Ages gameplay preview, and I commented on it, has done quite well. I've noticed that a lot of my highlight videos breaking out from the raw content are doing really well. Like, for example, this podcast that I broke this out from has like a few hundred views, but the highlight video has over 3,000. So highlights work, especially when I break them out and I edit them in a way that makes them a little bit more entertaining. Like this, I'm zooming in back and forth between me and the content. You know, it seems to work a lot better. So give it a look if you haven't yet. And yes, I will continue to make more highlights like this as appropriate. Not every day, you know, not every day really needs a highlight, but if something interesting happens or something fun or something that I want to break out and make, you know, featured, I will do that. And I want to say thank you to those who are checking out the highlights and engaging with them. You know, this video has a ton of comments, and the comments are much appreciated. They help the channel's engagement. Okay, so thank you for watching the highlights that I made. Okay, Hypnotic Jinx is here this morning. 9 months as a member, and says, I absolutely love the Ninja Gaiden series. It's one of my favorite games to play growing up. For me, I really liked Ninja Gaiden 2 on the NES. It was my favorite of the original trilogy. I played all three, but I actually bought 2. And owned it and played the living crap out of it. It's quite challenging, but I actually like the music of the game. I still remember one of the songs. It's very catchy stuff. Battleduck says the highlights are great. You don't have to watch all the podcasts. I wish you put all the news into highlights. Yeah, but the thing is, let's say I did every single piece of news as a highlight. I'd have like 700 highlights, and I wouldn't have time to do it. Like, for example, that highlight took about half an hour to make. So I had extra time to squeeze that in. I would have liked to make more highlights of the other things to react to, but I didn't have time. You know, I only have a certain amount of time in a day. I'm already streaming all day. So I did what I felt was the most important highlight, and I think it worked. Like, people have watched it a lot, so that was good, right?